Spotlight on Frazee is sponsored by these community-minded businesses and organizations. United Community Bank, an independent, family-owned and operated bank committed to empowering customers to achieve their financial goals. Member FDIC. Frazee Family Foods, what a hometown grocery store should be. Friendly staff, family-owned, and a wide variety of groceries to fulfill your needs. The City of Frazee and Frazee Event Center, featuring a 5,000 square foot room, a built-in stage, and a full-service bar, perfect for a multitude of events. Call or click to book your event.
Hi, I'm Karen Downing, and this is Spotlight on Frazee. Well, this is a really special day. Today I'm at Ketter's Meat Market, and I'm with Kenny Ketter. And we're here because they're celebrating a 100-year anniversary of their business. This is just amazing. So, Kenny, 100 years ago it was a lot different here, wasn't it? Why don't you tell us how this all started?
Well, how it all started, I'll start at the very beginning. My grandparents came from Germany back in 1880s. And so settled down in the Alexander area, homesteaded, and they started raising a family. And as the boys grew up, the oldest one started a meat market in Parker's Prairie. And as the boys grew up, they all went and worked for him, and then they went out and started meat markets in all the small towns around Alexander's. And there was 5 different meat markets by Ketter's in that area. And then 2 of the youngest ones came to Frazee in 1925 and landed here.
So that would have been your father, right?
My father and his brother. Okay. And that was the beginning of Ketter's Meats in Frazee.
So we were talking about just how different everything was here 100 years ago, and what it was like when your dad he first started it here.
Yeah. Well, it was just a little wooden building, and they had to go out in the country and butcher out in the country, and then bring the animals in and cool them. Usually they butchered at night so they could cool them overnight. And then they had a small cooler to put them in. There was no meat trucks to bring meat in. You had to do it all yourself. And then as time went by, when people started when refrigeration and stuff, the creamery started a meat processing plant up there, and they had lockers, and they had 600 lockers, and they all the people butchered and put meat in the lockers, and that went along real good until everybody started getting electricity, and then they all bought freezers. And about that time is when I started, and I bought the business from the creamery, and I built this building, and I built this nice big freezer to move all them lockers in there, and I did. And about that time, in just a few years, there was nobody renting lockers anymore.
So that's about the time you took here, and you built a new building, and you told me you took how many lots to do it?
3. I bulldozed. I used this lot here, and then I bulldozed down 2 more. So I used 3 lots, and built a pretty good sized building. And we needed it. We had a real good business, and we done an awful lot of slaughtering, and it went real good for that for a long time. And as the years go by, there's getting to be more and more places that do it, so it's less. So we're kind of doing more specialty stuff now. Like we went into making many different kinds of products, and we got about the only wood smokehouse in Minnesota.
Right, and I want you to explain that a little bit. One of the special things about Ketter's is when you get here, there is an aroma when you walk in that is like nothing, you can't describe it. It's just amazing. And the reason for that is because of this wood smoker. So explain the difference between this and kind of what's out there in other places.
Yes, it is. Because most places are just gas fired, and most places use plastic casings, and we use all natural casings. We kind of do things just like they did back in the old days. And I think people like that.
I agree with that.
We try to stay away from using chemicals and stuff. Most natural, just like they did years ago before they had all the coloring and all this stuff to put in stuff.
So that must go back way back to the German roots of the Ketter family and the way that they process meat. So even today, you took me through the back. I got to see all the different rooms that you have back here, all the things that you do, the big coolers that you have. It's pretty amazing. So when people come here to shop, what can they expect to buy here?
They can ask for just about anything they want. And we should be able to find it for them.
And in your cooler, when you first walk in, we had a conversation about your jerky. And I have a package of turkey jerky in my purse for after this is done. Yay! But you told me a little story about the first time you made jerky kind of by accident.
Oh yeah, this was back before anybody made jerky, and I had a batch of wieners in the smokehouse, and I forgot about them, and went back about 4 hours later, and there they hung in the smokehouse, and they were all dried out, and I thought I did eat a couple of them, and I thought they were pretty good, but I threw them all away. If I'd only known then what jerky was like, I'd have been the first one. I'd have been a rich man quick. But it didn't work out that way.
What kind of jerky do you make now?
Just about anything. We make it out of anything. We make many different flavors and make pork, beef, turkey. We make an awful lot of venison. We never have a week go by we don't make venison sausage.
Well, you told me that this is of course a place where you can bring in your own meat and animals to be processed. So we're talking about deer hunting and all different kinds of game, right? And I read too that different people who are raising their own beef and pork, they bring everything in here. Yep. And so let's say I'm interested and I want to fill my freezer and I want to get a half a pork. How would I do that?
Well, one thing, we're not federal inspected, so you'd have to buy it from a farmer.
Okay.
And then they could bring it in and we'd process it for you.
Right. And what about deer?
Deer, yeah, you bring it in and you have to shoot your own deer.
Right. We have to shoot our own deer. Okay, and I do have some sons and a husband, and our whole family have been deer hunters forever. Of course, we're from Minnesota. I also saw, and I thought this was interesting, that you can even bring fish here to be smoked.
A lot of fish. We fish every week. We smoke fish, lots of fish. Yep.
Well, this is the area for fishing, and I also, as I walked through the market, I noticed that you have wild rice, you have maple syrup, you have a lot of seasonings. I mean, that's really nice to have everything in one place. And cheese, you have a lot of cheese here.
We got just about anything you need.
That's right. Well, I just have to say, Ketter's has just been here for a really long time. And 100 years now, that's just absolutely amazing. You've got a big history here, and like we talked, your family is one of the pillars of Frazee here. And we just appreciate all the years that you've been here serving everyone, even yet today, all that you do for everybody. And we just celebrate with you. 100 years, that is a huge accomplishment. And Kenny, you and your life and all that you've given to this community, thank you for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thanks for having us here today. This has been fun. I feel like I've got to know you a little bit, and that's really great. Yeah. Yeah, and next time I come in, I'm going to ask for you, okay?
Okay.
I just want you to know that Kenny does still work here. Retired, kind of.
Yeah, I usually go home early in the day, though.
That's right, that's
I
right,
don't go day in anymore.
that's right.
I remember the days I come at 4 o'clock in the morning and gone home at 10 o'clock at night.
I bet you do. I bet you do. Well, thanks for all your hard work. Yeah. Well, let's see you at Ketter's. This is just like I said, this is the place to go in Frazee. Just amazing what they offer here. So we thank you for joining us today, and I didn't even mention where you're located, which we better. We're right on Main Street in Frazee, and yeah, come and join us. Come and shop at Ketter's. This is Spotlight on Frazee. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time, and let's keep Frazee moving forward.